And now, Lictus Oil and Propane and Clymer presents Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by Lictus Oil and Propane, Countertop Solutions, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Supply, Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing, the Cornerstone Restaurant, J. Edwards Insurance, Troyer's Greenhouse, Mosher's Carpeting, Utegg's Body Shop, and Tina Dills, ERA Team VP Licensed Real Estate Agent. And now let's head to the field for all the action of CSP Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play.
And good afternoon, baseball fans, particularly Wolfpack baseball fans, and welcome to the 2024 CSP Wolfpack baseball season. I am Kyle Hinsdale, and I will be joined in a little bit by my partner, Pat Catanese, as we will attempt to bring you CSP Wolfpack baseball games throughout this spring. And looking forward to a strong season for our Wolfpack as we kick off the year. CSP, one of the more top teams in Class C in this section, and playing the likes of Frewsburg, who is going to be a tough. 1 second. And sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. This is our first game of the year, so we ask that you bear with us. And the music is extremely loud up here in the press box, so it's hard even for ourselves to hear each other. But CSP opens their season today here in beautiful Salamanca, New York. We've talked about Salamanca's field and their overall facilities in the past, and it is top-notch, one of the top facilities in Section 6. And so we're going to get started here, and Caden Beckrink, number 13, Caden Beckrink, senior for CSP out of Clymer, is going to lead us off. So a little bit, if you're not new to CSP baseball, it's a little bit different lineup. And Caden sees strike number 1 in the first pitch, and my partner's here is trying to get his headset on. And there's a ground ball to short and long throw, and he's going to get him at first. So nice bat on the ball for Caden Beckrink, but nice play by the shortstop for Salamanca, number 15, Corry Holleran. And that's going to be out number 1 of the inning, out number 1 of the year. So, and that's going to bring number 3, freshman Gavin Burchanowski. That name will sound familiar to most of our listeners. Trent Burchanowski is moved on, graduated, and is now playing, I believe, at Penn State Barron. And so just another Burchanowski in the stable here, and Gavin just a freshman. And Pat, I think you're back, right?
I'm here.
All right.
Finally here.
Welcome to the 2024 baseball season. And that's a pitch on the outside part of the plate for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the freshman here. 1 out in the top of the first. And there's bat on the ball. Nice hit to right field, and that's going to be a base hit for Gavin Burchanowski. First hit of the year for the Wolfpack. And
number 2, Bryce Hinsdale.
That's going to bring number 2, Bryce Hinsdale, to the plate, junior from Panama.
I think this year we're going to have fewer lefties than we've had in the past.
Yeah, we have had quite a few lefties previously, and there's a strike down the middle for strike 1. And Pat, we talked about Trent Burchanowski. CSP lost a lot of talent in that senior class last year. Trent Burchanowski, Gabe Roth, Austin White. Those are big shoes to fill for this squad.
Are.
So you're looking at some of those juniors, whether it's Bryce or Tate, to really step up and fill into those leadership roles. There's a check back to first.
Well, like you said with Gavin, you know, who's on first base. He's grown up around the game. He knows every little bit of it, so he'll fill in just fine, I think.
And that's strike 2 on Bryce. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the junior. Number 3, Jackson Ross, is on the mound for Salamanca today. And there's strike 3 looking. So out number 2 of the inning, and that's going to bring today's starting pitcher for the Wolfpack, number 14, Tate Catanese, to the plate. And we'll see if we can get somehow get a runner in scoring position here in the top of the first. There's a ball high. Yeah, beautiful day here in Salamanca. The sun is shining, and
these first time around at bat, everybody's going to be a little timid, I believe. You know, all they've seen is coaches pitching and so forth. So they should be in pretty good shape after the end of the week. We got 2 more scheduled after today. So
yeah, game Thursday night at Southwestern, and then Saturday at Pine Valley,
correct.
I believe.
Yeah.
So 3 away games to start the season.
Well, let our fields dry out.
Yeah. There's a ball low. So 3 balls and no strikes to Tate Catanese here in the top of the first. Yeah, that one's right down the middle.
Yep.
Tate had the take sign for sure.
Here's the payoff pitch right here. Oh, Tate.
Ball high that Tate was swinging at. So now we're going to get to a full count, our first full count of the inning. So you will see Gavin Burchanowski at first base running on the pitch, which if Tate can somehow find and there's a balk.
Tate, you don't go. Tate doesn't go.
No, Tate doesn't go. But
he
what it does,
he did, though.
He tried.
Yeah.
But what it does do, Pat, is it puts a runner in scoring position. If Tate can find a hole here out of the infield, see if we can score Gavin from second. And there's a ball high, so ball 4, so that's going to get our second base runner of the inning, and so we have runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the first. And that's going to bring senior Grant Lictus to the plate. And if there was anybody, Pat, that improved more last year, it really was
with the bat.
Yes,
Grant improved tremendously.
Was with the bat was Grant.
Yes, yep. Absolutely. Yep. He was always great behind the plate, but with the bat, he got stronger and stronger as the season went on. Good drive in the gap here. Might score 2.
And there's strike 2, so no balls and 2 strikes early on Grant. Runners at first and second. See if we can find a hole here somewhere. And there's foul tip.
Stayed alive.
Stayed alive, and
Oop.
That got the catcher a little bit, I think. That's number 8, Peyton Bradley, behind the plate. Umpire's going to give him a little bit of a breather here. But again, we've talked about the facilities. These are some of the nicest facilities in Western New York. Probably could rank it as one of the nicer facilities in the state of New York.
I agree.
It's a real pleasure to play here. And that's a swing and a miss for a strikeout, and that's out number 3 of the inning. So CSP strands 2, and after a half inning, it's no score. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions and Climber. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon, and cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back to Salamanca, New York, where CSP is playing the host team Salamanca Warriors in game number 1 of the 2024 season. I'm Kyle Hinsdale, joined by Tate Catanese, and we're excited to bring you CSP Wolfpack Baseball here all year long on Channel 98.9 and Facebook Live. And for the first time today, we're going to see the Wolfpack in the field, and CSP ace Tate Catanese is getting the ball in game 1, and so he's going to start us off. If we go around the horn, Grant Lictus is behind the plate. Bryce Hinsdale playing first. Tanner Mahako playing second. Freshman Gavin Burchanowski at short. At third, you got Colin Sturgis. In left field, you have Carson White. In center, the speedy Caden Beckerink, and in right field you have Andrew Spiesman. And so first batter of the game for the Warriors is number 2.
Jake Herrick. Yeah.
Jacob Herrick.
Yeah.
I know there was a good Herrick player on the basketball team. I don't know if that's Jacob or not, but and there's a ball foul, so 2 fouls to the right field on the first 2 pitches. So if you're Andrew Spiesman or Bryce Hinsdale or Tanner Mahako, you want to be on your toes here.
Might want to be awake for this.
Yep. Anything to the right side of the field. No balls and 2 strikes to the first batter of the game for Salamanca. And there's a ball outside. Good spot
miss
for that one.
Yep, good miss. Left it outside, too, so to see if he was going to go with it that way.
Here's the 1-2 curveball, just inside and low for ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter.
Here, Kyle.
Yep.
That did look good from up here.
And there's foul back again, so 3 fouls here for the leadoff man, Herrick, for the Warriors. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and there's a foul tip. So he stays alive, 2 balls and 2 strikes. You know it's spring season not only when baseball is going, Pat, but when you're at a baseball game and you look around and there's kids playing in the playground and there's lacrosse going on over the football field. So
gotta love it.
Good time of the year.
Hopefully we're done with that white stuff.
Yeah, hopefully. And there's a pop-up to
Bryce.
first base. Bryce is underneath it, and he squeezes it for out number 1. So good job by Tate, and good job by Bryce there. So that's first out of the game for the Wolfpack, and that's bringing today's starting pitcher for Salamanca, Jackson Ross, to the plate. Big lefty steps into the box. For the most part, CSP playing him straight away. I would say the center fielder's shading a hair to right field, and that ball caught the outside part of the plate for strike 1. It's interesting to see some new faces out there this year, Pat, with
a lot of new faces, but
all the seniors that we had last year.
These boys just got to step up and make it work for themselves, you know. They're going to take their bumps and bruises, but I think it'll come around as the season grows.
1 ball and 1 strike. And that ball is outside for ball 2. So 2-1 to Ross.
Doesn't look like Tate wants to throw him anything inside.
Oh, and that was just off the outside part of the plate. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Oof. And that ball was about the same spot or maybe even a farther outside, and this time it was a strike. So full count on the number 2 batter for the Warriors. And here's the payoff pitch. And he comes inside and jams him a little bit, and that is going to be enough room for Colin Sturgis out of play down the third base line, and that's going to be out number 2. I think that's a big out. That's a big out there, Pat. Jackson Ross is a good player, and Tate was down 3-1 in that count, so he worked his way back. So that brings number 3 hitter Angel Perez to the plate. Another big kid for the Warriors.
Outfield looks straight away still.
Salamanca, with their baseball team, looking to hit the trifecta. Their football team won sections and was able to get to the state semifinals. The boys basketball team was able to get to the Final Four in basketball, and so now the baseball team is hoping to match that here in Salamanca. There's the ball high.
3-0 again.
3 balls and no strikes to the number 3 batter. Corry Holleran on deck in the cleanup spot. And there's a pitch high that Perez chased, and it's going to be strike number 1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, no score here in game number 1 for the Wolfpack.
Outside. Okay, it's all right.
Ball outside for ball 4. So first walk of the game for Tate.
Nothing hurt.
Number 15, Corry Holleran.
So here is Corry Holleran, shortstop for the Warriors.
2 down here. Guy on first. That runner's not going to hurt us right now.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Tate comes into the year the ace for the Wolfpack, followed by likely Bryce Hinsdale and Andrew Spiesman, I think, throws,
and
Pat.
Caden Beckerink.
And Caden Beckerink throws. So we'll see a little bit lighter on the pitching side this year than what we have seen in the past.
Yes, we were loaded up the last few years.
I would say the last 2 or 3 years, CSP could go 6, 7, maybe 8 deep from a pitching standpoint. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Not so much this year. we probably got, 2 or 3 solid kids, 4 solid kids, and then we'll filter in
Yes.
with
On the
the
mound,
rest
yes.
on the mound.
Yep.
And there's a ball hit back up the middle. Nice play by Tanner Mahako. He backhands it, and steps on the bag for out number 3. So the Warriors leave one stranded after a walk, and after one, we have no score here in Salamanca. We'll be right back after we pay some bills.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack! From Countertop Solutions.
CSP Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is brought to you in part by Troyer's Greenhouse, now open for the season Monday through Saturday. Troyer's Greenhouse is located at 1669 Weeks Road, just 2 miles west of Panama. Go Wolfpack from Troyer's Greenhouse.
Welcome back to Salamanca, New York, where we are knotted at 0 after 1 inning here on the campus of Salamanca Central School. And want to thank all of our sponsors. You listened to them during the innings, but want to thank the sponsors for participating in CSP Wolfpack Baseball so that we can bring you these games and allow folks that may be out of town or traveling to listen in or watch on Facebook Live. So I'd encourage you, if you are in any of our sponsors' facilities, to please patronize those that bring you CSP Wolfpack Baseball. And that's going to bring number 10 to the plate, Andrew Spiesman, a junior from Panama. This is Andrew's first taste of varsity baseball.
Yep.
And there's strike number 2 on a high pitch out of the zone. So Andrew down early, no balls and 2 strikes.
Just relax up there, Andrew, and hit the ball.
There's a ball in the dirt for ball 1. If nothing else, Pat, we have some height on this team between Tate and Andrew and Carson.
Yes.
We've got and that ball's inside. So two balls and 2 strikes to Andrew. Came up here about, for those not in just watching us on Facebook, about 75 degrees here, and there's a ground ball, hard ground ball to short.
That's a good sign.
And
Good.
comes up and throws him out at first, but nice job by Andrew Spiesman getting bad on the ball. Whether you're playing at the Little League level, the modified level, JV, or varsity level, I contend just get the ball in play and allow the defense to make the mistake.
Yep. And I'm glad to see Andrew do that, because that'll help him relax at the plate more. Carson White.
So number 6, Carson White.
Sophomore.
Just a sophomore, yep. Playing in left field today. Good to see Carson back. He got injured during the football season and missed the final 2 or 3 games of his JV campaign. And good to see him back ready for baseball.
He got hurt in the basketball season.
Or basketball season.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I said football, but that's right. It was basketball. There's strike number 1. So I believe it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Carson. 1 out here in the top of the second. There's strike 2. So
All right, Carson, now you're set to go. Yeah, these younger guys or newer guys, they need to get relaxed up there.
And there's a foul
earlier,
down first base line.
Just get the bat on the ball. It's going to help them relax more and more as time goes on. So I think some of these younger guys get up there and don't think, well, I'll never be able to hit that, and then they get even a ground out. That makes you feel good.
2-2 here, and there's a foul.
Deep.
That sounded like
metal roof.
Metal roof, yeah. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good at bat here for Carson White. There's a swing and a miss in the dirt, and he's tagged out for out number 2.
Third baseman, number 16, Colin Sturgis.
So that's going to bring Colin Sturgis, senior from Clymer, to the plate. This is Colin's first year of what I would consider to be regular play. He's been a excellent contributor the past last year, the year before, but kind of in that role player, situational type of role. This year, we're going to be asking him to do a lot more this year as a senior for the Wolfpack.
And I think he's very capable of it, because you could see when he did fit into those roles, he did a great job.
Yep. There's a ball low. So 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the second. And there's a ball high. So 3-1. Jackson Ross getting his second inning of the game here. This is kind of his first. There's strike on the outside part of the plate. So full count to Colin Sturgis. And here's the payoff pitch, and there's contact.
Out of play.
Out of play. I bet they get a lot of baseballs over there.
There's a guy over there collecting them right now.
Then he's reselling him back to the school, I think. Full count here. And there's ball high for ball 4, so good at bat for Colin Sturgis. CSP gets their first base runner of the inning, and that's going to bring senior Tanner Mahako Taco to the plate, playing second base for the Wolfpack today. And there's strike number 1. I can say this, Pat, because I never had a ton of speed myself, but Colin Sturgis is not a speed demon down at first base. And
but those are the kind of guys that surprise you sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's right. There's strike 2. So Tanner down early, no balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the second. That ball's low in the dirt.
It was a good mix, though. I mean, he seen if Tanner would go for that, and Tanner didn't. So, way to control himself up there. Oh, they're stepping off.
Ross and Bradley trying to get on the same page here, and there's a ball down the first base line foul. Tanner just behind. Little late on that one. Made contact, though.
Yep.
Stays alive. Count still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Caden Beckrink, CSP leadoff hitter, is on deck. And there's a big sweeping curveball. Falls in for a strikeout, and CSP strands 1 in the top of the second. After an inning and a half, there's no score. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section and after Dad's back injury. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Trouble with opioids can start at home with unused medicines such as pills, patches, and syrups. You can remove the risk and protect your family. Find out how at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's Modern Rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
So, Kyle, did you get to see the eclipse yesterday?
I did, Pat. I was not a huge. I wasn't overly excited about it, but to be very honest with you, it was pretty cool.
I didn't see a bit of it because we're in Faulkner. We went out and it was cloudy. Couldn't see a thing.
Oh, yeah. We were up on Cabbage Hill, and it would just as it was starting to crest the sun, we saw it, and then we got clouds for quite a while, and then just as it was becoming fully covered. Yeah. It kind of we had a little bit of a window for a period of time.
Good.
It's just really cool how dark it was and how
quickly it got dark and how quickly it lightened up.
Really dark. It got so dark we had bats flying around.
Yes.
Which they talked about. The animals were going to be, we're going to be a little confused, but. So, anyways, welcome back to Wolfpack Baseball here on Channel 98.9, and we lead off here in the bottom of the second. Tate Catanese, after pitching a clean first inning, comes back for the second inning.
Pitching to Peyton Bradley.
Facing catcher number 8, Peyton Bradley. Is this their fifth batter, Pat?
Yes. Yep. 5, 6, and 7.
So ball high, 2 balls and 1 strike to the big catcher. Ball inside, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Like
I saw some
trying to catch some corners.
Yeah, I saw some video online yesterday, Pat, of folks trying to that were in cars on 90 or 79, and they were backed up quite a ways.
Were they? Yeah, they said
like 4 or 5 hours worth of backing up.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Wow.
So full count here to Bradley, first batter of the inning. And there's the swing out of the strike zone for strikeout number 1.
First baseman, number 7, Cole Urbanski.
And that's going to bring first baseman Cole Urbanski to the plate. Another big kid for the Warriors. And there's a grounder back up the middle. See if Gavin Burchanowski can. Throws it wide. And he's on his way to second. And he's going to be in there. So.
How do we score that, Kyle?
Tipped off of Tate's glove. Gavin was behind him. He tried to make the throw to first, and that was a little bit wild. And. Yeah. You gonna score that a single?
I don't know. That's why I asked you how I should score that.
I think I would say I would score it a single, unless if that was Bryce, I probably would score E. So do with that what you want. But after strikeout number 1 of the inning, the Warriors have a runner in scoring position for the first time, and that brings Carmine Hogue to the plate. Playing left field for Salamanca today. There's a ball inside.
2-2.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. No score. And there's strike 3 right down the middle of the plate. Good pitch by Tate. His second strikeout of the inning.
Now batting right fielder, number 13, Cam McGraw.
And that's going to bring number 13, Cam McGraw, to the plate.
Well, Kyle, it looks like Tate's getting comfortable because when he gets comfortable, he pitches fast.
Fast, yep. He does pitch fast. There's a high heater for strike 1. We're joined today in the press box by what I think might be the Pittsburgh Pirates announcer, Pat. He is fantastic at what he does. And he's a DJ on the side, maybe.
Well, to be the Pittsburgh Pirate announcer right now would be a great thing.
Yeah, they're playing well.
Good season so far.
They're playing well. 1 ball and 1 strike here. There's a ball in the dirt. Gets by Grant. He comes up and is going to hang on to it. So Urbanski, who was on second base, got to third on the pass ball. So first runner to reach third base for either team here so far. And 2 balls, I think it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here. So let's see if Tate can take care of this himself, Pat.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing because then we're flipping over to the top of the order.
And
that came right at us, Kyle.
Came right back at us. You saw my cat-like reflexes there.
And there's a fence and glass in front of us, and you still jumped. Did you happen to see the home run by Cruz yesterday from the Reds?
I did not.
In the park, home run.
Oh, it was?
Oh, Lord. He is so
that
fast.
Dude is fast.
I counted. I watched the video.
Yeah, he is very fast.
He takes 8 steps between each base.
Ball high and outside. So full count here to the number 8 hitter, McGraw. Ball's in the dirt, so there's base on ball. First one of the inning.
Now batting center fielder, number 11, Cruz Catanese.
Yeah, so De La Cruz hit one earlier in the game. He hit it 455 feet. And then he hit one to center, and the center fielder tried to get it and missed it completely. It rolled all the way to the fence.
So runners at first and third here with 2 outs, bottom of the second. No score. And this is number 8 hitter.
9 hitter.
Or number 9 hitter, Cruz Catanese.
Okay. All right, guys have advanced.
Runner at first advanced there. So now we've got runners. Salamanca's got runners at second and third with 2 outs. And there's a foul. Almost hit the guy on deck.
That's cat-like reflexes.
That is cat-like reflexes. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You and I would have watched it hit our helmets.
There's a ball outside. So 2 balls and 1 strike. See if we can Tate can find that strike zone here. That hard foul ball, Pat, to out of play on third base side leads me to believe that he's behind it. But that ball's outside. So 3 balls and 1 strike.
Don't lose him here, Tate.
And top of the order is on deck.
Looming, yes.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So we're going to be runners at second and third with a full count here to the number 9 hitter. Tate just wants to make him a hitter here. And there's a slapper to left, and that's going to be Carson White's going to be underneath it for out number 3. So good piece of hitting by the Salamanca Warrior, but better defense by Carson White. Barely needed to move, and that results in 2 runners left on base for the Warriors. As we complete 2, there's no score here in Salamanca. We'll be right back.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
Hi, I'm Bob Stye. I host the Grunge Garage. We take you back to the 1990s with all your favorite alternative and Britpop songs. I know you missed these songs, and you got them all with me. Plus, once an hour, we do mandatory Morrissey and a salute to my favorite sad but mighty lyrical god. The Grunge Garage with me, Bob Stye. It's a trip to the 1990s, and you're going to love it. Check it out every Saturday night from 8 p.m. to midnight, right here on Channel 98.9.
Welcome back to Wolfpack Baseball.
Try it now. Can you hear us, folks?
Yeah, you can hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
The music's loud here.
The music is loud. All right. So top of the third here, and it's the top of the order for the Wolfpack. So that's number 13, Caden Beckrink, playing center field. This is a new role for Caden this year. Caden has typically been that nice bat at the end of the lineup, late in the lineup, who just got on, whether it was bunts or bloopers or, he was a good guy. His on-base percentage was good late in the lineup. But with the losses and seniors, there's a base hit, and that's going to be a heck of a play. But nice play by the second baseman there to keep it on the infield. But it's going to be the Wolfpack second hit of the game.
I think it's a CSP thing where our leadoff batter has to be left-handed.
Yeah,
because it's been Austin for so long,
for
and
quite a while.
Now it's Caden.
Yeah. So
see if Gavin can repeat what he did in that first inning.
Gavin hit a single to right field back in the first, and he's asked to bunt and does a nice job at it. And that's going to be
should be safe. He pulled him off.
Yeah, he pulled him off the base. And so Gavin with a bunting hit here. And so runners at first and second with no out. And that's going to bring Bryce Hinsdale to the plate. And coach for Salamanca wants to talk this over a little bit.
That is a tough play for the pitcher to come off a left-hander.
The left-hander in particular.
He has to make a complete turn to make that throw.
Yep.
And Gavin put it right down the line nicely.
Yeah, he did a nice job.
Kyle, did you happen to see the CSP football schedule?
I did.
That looks challenging in its own way, doesn't it?
It's, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. Good competition for us, and For those that have not seen it, non-league games consist of Class C state champion Waverly, who we will face on the road in week 1. Bryce turns to bunt and pulls it back for ball 1. Then I believe we have Lackawanna.
Lackawanna's one of them, correct.
And our third one is...
I don't remember, but it's...
And Bryce showed bunt and pulled back again, and that for ball 2. We'll get you that answer, folks, before the end of the broadcast. But we know Waverly is the big. That's the big one on the. And there's a bunt down third base line that's foul. So CSP early on here in the ball game playing a little small ball, trying to get runners into scoring position. 2 balls and 1 strike to the number 3 batter, Bryce Hinsdale. And there's a high fly ball to the third baseman, popped it up, and so not a good at bat there for Bryce, as he was unable to move. If nothing else, you want to move the runners, advance the runners, and he was unable to do that. So Bryce starts the season early 0-2, and that's going to bring cleanup hitter Tate Catanese to the plate. Tate reached, I believe, on a walk back in the first inning. So runners at first and second, and that ball's foul behind us. Did you find out, Pat?
Yes, the other non-leaguer is Lakeshore.
Lakeshore. I knew it was a Buffalo school, but Waverly beat this Salamanca team in the state semifinals for football. So looking forward to going up opening day for that, for CSP football.
Caden's got a pretty good lead at second base.
There's a big swing and a miss for Tate on a sweeping curve. So
got to fight his way back now.
1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the third. Runners at first and second with no runs on the board, and that ball's
tough
inside.
One to take right there.
So
2-2.
2-2. Lots of speed at second with Caden.
Good speed at first.
And good speed at first with Gavin. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Jackson Ross trying to get himself out of a little mess that he's created here, and he's doing a good job at it. And that's going to bring senior Grant Lictus to the plate. Grant struck out in that first inning, or second inning. Oop, and that hit him. Curveball did not curve. And so that's going to load the bases for the Wolfpack.
Number 10, Andrew Spiesman.
And that's bringing Andrew Spiesman, Jr. from Panama, to the plate. Andrew got bat on the ball fairly nicely back in the second inning. Flew out to, I believe, right field.
No, he hit it to the shortstop.
Oh, he did?
Yep,
Shortstop?
hit it to the shortstop.
So
hit a good shot to him.
Made contact. Let's see if he can find a hole here with the bases loaded.
Yep, still making contact.
Swinging. Good. Now with the bases loaded and a runner at third, this is the first time CSP's had a runner at third base. Pat brings into play anything in the dirt and past the catcher, although Bradley behind the plate's been fantastic this afternoon. And there's a high fly ball right behind us again. And so Andrew down early, no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, there's a sweeping curveball for strike number 3. So CSP strands the bases loaded here in the top of the third. We remain scoreless after 2.5. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com. Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP Licensed Real Estate Agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area and all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
And welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball here on Channel 98.9, where CSP opens their season in Salamanca, New York against the Warriors, and after 2.5 innings, there is no score on the board. A little bit of a pitcher's duel. CSP just left the bases loaded back in the top of the third. So their CSP was threatening but not able to get it across the plate, and that's going to now bring number 2,
top of the order,
Jacob Herrick, to the plate. Top of the order for.
What did he do the first time at bat?
The Warriors
flew out to Bryce.
There's a strike on the inside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike.
I'm wondering, Kyle, if these coaches, if the CSP coaches have Tate on a pitch count today, because we open up league play on Saturday.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Because I don't know what the count is. I haven't found that yet to see how many he would have. Today is what, Tuesday? So he'd have Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday, 4 nights rest.
4 nights rest, yeah. So he can go quite a ways
here.
There's a foul back. So Herrick staying alive with no balls and 2 strikes. And due to college visits, Bryce will not be there Thursday night or Saturday.
Oh, he won't beat either one.
No. There's a curveball, swing and a miss. It's in the dirt. Grant's going to throw it down to Bryce, and there's strikeout number 1 of the inning.
Now batting, pitcher number 3, Jackson Ross.
So Jackson Ross comes to the plate.
He flew out to Colin Sturgis in the first
popped
inning.
him out to out of play and on the third base line. Colin Sturgis made a nice grab. That ball's outside. As we've done in the past, if you are listening to us on listening or watching us on Facebook Live, drop us a note, and there's a base hit hard down the third base line. So Jackson Ross gets a base hit for the Warriors. That might be their first hit of the game.
Third baseman, number 30, Angel Perez.
My stat guy's checking it, but
no. Urbanski had a hit too.
Okay. So, but yeah, if you're listening to us on Facebook Live, drop us a note in the comments section on where you're listening to us from. It's always good to see how many states we have included. There's a ground ball that's going to be foul down the third base line. First one in, Pat, is Texas. So want to welcome Wyona Weavers to the broadcast. Wyona, a big supporter of CSP Wolfpack and Panama Panthers. Angel Perez.
2 strikes.
In the box, in the batter's box for the Warriors. No balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Ross on first. And there's a ball well hit back up to the middle of the field, and that's going to be a base hit. And so Salamanca gets 2 base hits in a row, and they got runners at first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. That ball was right back up the middle.
Yes, it was.
Pat. And that's going to bring number 15, the cleanup hitter, Corry Holleran, to the plate.
Hit a hard shot to Tanner in the 1st inning.
Ball high and outside.
A little conference between Tate and Grant here.
It's like maybe there was some confusion on the pitch there, Pat. It's a real benefit to a team when you know you don't have to worry about the guy behind the plate.
That's
and
correct.
CSP's got that for sure,
Yep.
Grant Lictus.
And these pitchers listen to him. And the younger ones will learn to.
Yep.
You know?
And there's a curve ball swinging a foul ball, so 1 ball and 1 strike to Holleran. Again, first runners at first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. We're scoreless. There's ball. Nice placement there by Tate on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm sorry, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Ooh. Good
Ball
teaser
high.
there. That
Yep.
was a good teaser.
Ball high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we look at our league, Pat, I think Frewsburg's probably cream of the crop.
Absolutely, yeah.
I
I see they went to Myrtle and did quite a job down there.
Happened to see in the paper they were, and there goes Ross. That ball's in the dirt, so double steal here for the Warriors. And good block in the dirt there by Grant. But runners advance, so 2nd and 3rd now with 1 out. And we've got a full count on the batter. And ball's caught the outside part of the plate for strike 3.
Catcher number 8, Peyton Bradley.
So
be nice if we got out of this clean, wouldn't it?
Yep, much needed strikeout there by Tate. And that is out number 2. And that's going to bring number 8, Bradley, Peyton Bradley, catcher today for the Warriors, to the plate.
Guys on 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs.
There's a ball fouled down first base side. So Tate ahead early here, no balls and 1 strike. Defense for CSP playing normal depth, as you might expect, with 2 outs.
A little high there.
High fastball, so 1-1. Cole Urbanski, first baseman for the Warriors, is on deck. There's a curveball in the dirt for ball 2, 2-1. And foul ball. So that evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runners at second and third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
This would be huge to get out of this,
Yep,
Kyle.
it
This
would
be a good accomplishment.
There's a curveball in the dirt. Good block by Grant Lictus.
Full count.
And a full count. So second straight full count for Tate. And I think, Pat, if you had a guy behind the plate you just weren't sure about, I'm not sure you're throwing a curveball with runners at second and third. But there's ball 4 inside, high inside, and inside. So after
first baseman, number 7, Cole Lerbansky.
He had a base hit the first time at bat.
Yep. After CSP loaded the bases in the top of the third, Salamanca comes right back and loads the bases themselves in the bottom half of the inning. And there's a foul down the first base side. So Urbanski
he's up there
got up there swinging.
Yep.
So Tate, again, ahead early, no balls and 1 strike. And there's a little blooper to third, beautiful. And Colin Sturgis snags it. So Tate came inside and jammed him a little bit, and that resulted in a pop-up to third base, and Colin Sturgis did a nice job squeezing it with 2 hands. And so CSP gets themselves out of a little bit of a mess, and Salamanca strands the bases loaded, but nothing gets across the plate. And as a result, we're after 3, no score here in Salamanca. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions and Climber. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon. And cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned, Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back to a scoreless high school game here between CSP and Salamanca as we enter the top half of the 4th inning. And CSP is going to bring hitters 7, 8, and 9 to the plate, with number 6 Carson White leading off. Colin Sturgis on deck for the Wolfpack.
Carson struck out his first time up, but he made some good contact, so. Good eye there.
Ball high. I believe, Pat, if my sources are correct, that Jackson Ross, the pitcher for Salamanca, will be attending St. Bonaventure in the fall, assuming he's playing baseball.
Oh, okay. Good program. Great program.
Yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Gabe Roth is at – nope, he's at St. John Fisher.
St. John Fisher.
St. John Fisher.
Correct.
1 ball and 2. It says 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yep, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That ball's in the dirt. So play it first, and Salamanca was a little bit too nonchalant there and resulted in a poor throw from the catcher to first. And CSP gets the leadoff runner on base, and that's going to bring Colin Sturgis to the plate. Kind of a nice gift there that we got from Salamanca, Pat.
Yeah, that's.
And he almost got picked off.
I was doing my stats.
That was very close, Pat. That was very close, but got back in under the tag. So good job by Carson White forcing the throw. That ball's low, so 1 ball and no strikes. We'll see if
base on balls his first time up.
See if Colin squares to bunt here to get a runner in scoring position. And it doesn't look like he is, and so that is strike number 1. 1-1 here. Carson White at first base. Ball high and outside. So 2-1.
Carson at first, his speed will surprise you. He doesn't look like he's very fast, but he's got good speed.
Ross checking Carson at first. We'll see if Colin, before Ross went to first, Pat, Colin was turning to bunt. Definitely is not going to now after strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the senior from Clymer. See if we can get bat on the ball somewhere in play here for Colin. And that ball's in the dirt, and that's going to get away from the catcher. So Carson White is going to advance to second. So good heads-up base running there by Carson White, and that's going to bring to a full count here to Colin Sturgis. There's one right at the letters for strike 3. So Colin Sturgis strikes out looking, and that's out number 1 of the inning. And that's going to bring Tanner Mahako to the plate with Carson White at second base and 1 out. No score here in the top of the 4th. Tanner with a little bit of a half swing there for strike number 1.
Just a little poke here will get us a run.
That ball's high and inside for 1-1. Yeah, anything to the outfield you would think is going to score Carson from second. And ball's low for 2-1. And at this point, late in the game like this, any run is beneficial.
Yes, absolutely. Nope, held up.
So good job by Tanner to hold up, and that's going to bring the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. Caden Beckerink, CSP leadoff hitter, on deck. And there is a well-hit ball to the shortstop, and he's able to knock it down, but not able to corral it. And as a result, that's going to be a base hit for Tanner Mahako. And that is going to bring first and third now for the Wolfpack. Getting, and this is now the 3rd time through for some of these guys, Pat, and they're now figuring Ross out a little bit after leaving the bases loaded back in the 3rd inning. They're now threatening here again in the 4th with runners at first and third with just 1 out and top of the order coming to the plate. And it looks, Pat, like we may have a pitching change here. So we are going, as they take the break to warm up the new pitcher, we're going to also take a break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack! From Countertop Solutions.
CSP Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is brought to you in part by Troyer's Greenhouse, now open for the season Monday through Saturday. Troyer's Greenhouse is located at 1669 Weeks Road, just 2 miles west of Panama. Go Wolfpack from Troyer's Greenhouse.
Welcome back to Salamanca, where your CSP Wolfpack are threatening here in the top of the fourth with runners at first and third with just one out, and leadoff hitter Caden Beckrink to the plate. And we just had a pitching change for the Warriors, and number 15, Corry Holleran, is now your new pitcher for the Salamanca Warriors. No score here as we play in the top of the fourth. See if Caden can put the ball in play somewhere here. And there's a little looper to the outfield, left field, but the really nice play by Perez at his shortstop position, but it looks like maybe he
hurt himself.
And you know, Pat, he immediately, as soon as whatever happened to his left, I think it was maybe left lower leg, he immediately
went down
yeah. With no weight on that foot. So hopefully he's okay. And he's a nice player for the Warriors. Big kid. So while the trainers tend to him, we'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section and after Dad's back injury. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Trouble with opioids can start at home with unused medicines such as pills, patches, and syrups. You can remove the risk and protect your family. Find out how at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's Modern Rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
Welcome back, where we've got good news for Angel Perez, who initially looked like he may have really injured himself, but he got up, walked it off, and resumes his position at short. So good to see that. And so just to refresh everybody, first and third for runners for the Wolfpack with 2 outs here in the 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. And Gavin Burchanowski comes to the plate.
I just noticed something, Kyle. Gavin is just like Trent. He gives it a good swing every time.
I just was about to say that, Pat.
Yep.
You could put them side by side, and I'm not sure which I would be able to tell the difference when it comes to the swing.
Yep, that swing is, I'm going to hit it as hard as I can hit it.
And his mannerisms are just like Trent.
Correct.
How he gets into the box and everything. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Gavin. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Gavin, just a freshman, but will be leaned on heavily this year in the CSP lineup, whether it's hitting second in that second spot or playing
Tanner's
short.
Got a good lead at first.
And that ball's in the dirt, and there goes Tanner. Really nice job by the catcher behind the plate, blocking that. That saved a run probably,
Absolutely.
Pat. Peyton Bradley for the Warriors. Likely saved a run. So now runners at second and third. So base hit scores 2 more than likely. And that ball's outside. So we're going full count here to Gavin. See if he can get a base hit, get some runs across the plate. And that ball's outside. So ball 4.
Number 2, Bryce Hinsdale.
So bases are loaded here for the second straight inning for your Wolfpack. And that's going to bring number 3 hitter Bryce Hinsdale to the plate. 0-2 on the day. He can redeem himself with a base hit here, that's for sure, Pat.
Yep. There it is.
There's a little flyer to left field, and the left fielder makes the catch. So for the second straight inning, CSP leaves the bases loaded. And after 3.5, we have no score here in Salamanca.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
Hi, I'm Bob Stye. I host the Grunge Garage. We take you back to the 1990s with all your favorite alternative and Britpop songs. I know you missed these songs, and you got them all with me. Plus, once an hour, we do mandatory Morrissey and a salute to my favorite, sad but mighty lyrical god. The Grunge Garage with me, Bob Stye. It's a trip to the 1990s, and you're going to love it. Check it out every Saturday night from 8 p.m. to midnight right here on Channel 98.9.
Welcome back to Salamanca, New York, where we have a and a half. So as we enter the bottom of the fourth, Salamanca comes to the plate and CSP makes a pitching change as Tate Catanese, who went 3 strong innings, 3 scoreless innings, turns the ball over to his buddy Bryce Hinsdale, and we'll see how Bryce can get us through the end of this game. And with Bryce pitching, that's going to result in some defensive changes, really mainly one, and where Andrew Spiesman goes to first base. Tate Catanese goes from that pitcher position to shortstop. That moves Gavin Burchanowski, I believe, to second, and Tanner Mahako to right field. So number of changes on the field here as we switch pitchers. And first pitch for Bryce Hinsdale on the season is a strike on the outside part of the plate, no balls and 1 strike.
What are we seeing, 7, 8, 9 here for the lineup?
So Carmine Hogue for the Warriors has a 1-1 count. Ball outside, so 2 balls and 1 strike. It's a good opening game for the Wolfpack, Pat. Competitive, and allows them to get some bats in, and allows them to get their pitchers on the mound. I don't know how much we've practiced outside and on the mound, but it's good experience for them.
Well, the live pitching is helpful too for the hitters. It's different than, like I said earlier, you take batting practice, but once you see live pitching, you start getting in the groove a little bit.
So full count here, and there is a strikeout looking for Hogue. So 1 batter, 1 strikeout for Bryce Hinsdale. And that's going to bring number 13, Cam McGraw, to the plate. McGraw playing right field for the Warriors today. And ball went about 45 feet.
Bounces off that turf nicely, though,
yes, it does. That is the one nice thing about baseball and turf is that you know the bounce you're going to get, right? Ball inside, so 2 balls and no strikes to the number 8 hitter for the Warriors. And 3 balls and no strikes. So Bryce having a little trouble finding the strike zone here. Cruz Castanes is on deck, number 9 hitter. And there's 4 straight balls for Bryce, and that's first base runner of the inning for the Warriors. And that's going to result in Castanes, who's a and that's ball 1 to Castanes, ball 5th straight ball for Bryce. So he's having a little trouble finding the strike zone here. Was that they were looking for a lost phone?
Yeah, but they said they found it. So security has it. Really, that's not a bad thing. I'd like to lose mine sometimes, too.
Yeah, no kidding. That is the truth. So reset, bottom of the 4th. No score here in Salamanca. 1 out. Runner on first. And number 9 hitter Castanes in the box for the Warriors.
Well, that looked good right there.
And that one did look good, but
nice
that ultimately ends up being a ball. So ball 2 and 6 straight now balls for Bryce Hinsdale. Let's see if he can find the strike zone with a fastball here or something. That ball's outside, so 3 balls and no strikes.
Oh, boy, that one looked good too. Even Grant turned around and looked at the umpire to give him a question that one.
So that's 8 straight balls thrown by CSP Wolfpack pitcher Bryce Hinsdale, and we've got runners at Warriors have runners at first and second with 1 out here, and that brings the top of the order to the plate and Herrick into the box. That ball's inside. I think it's in Bryce's best interest that I'm behind the mic right now, Pat. And there's ball 2, so 10 straight balls for Bryce Hinsdale, and he's having trouble finding the strike zone here. We'll have a conversation about that on the way home tonight. 2 balls and no strikes.
There's a strike.
There's a strike that I think the umpire was feeling bad for him, Pat. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, a couple of them he's called that looked like they were strikes with about the same pitch, and he called them balls. But I got to give Bryce the benefit of the doubt on those because they look like strikes. And
Three balls and 1 strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Runners at first and second. See if we can make him a hitter here. And there's a pop-up foul, so it's going to even the count at 3. That's going to make the count full.
Full count.
Full count. Ball inside, so.
Ooh, that looked good to me, Kyle.
That's
that looked good
ball
to me.
4, so 3 straight walks for Bryce Hinsdale, and that loads the bases for the Warriors. And big hitter Jackson Ross comes to the plate for the Warriors. And that's outside for ball 1. Looks to me, Pat, like Bryce is trying to aim it instead of just throw it.
It looks like he's throwing a 3/4 angle, not over the top. That was better.
Two balls and no strikes to today's starting pitcher for the Warriors. And there's a ball foul out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hit into a double play or something here, Pat. That would be helpful. There's a ball well hit to right field. Tanner Mahako goes back and is not able to over his head, so that's going to be a 1-run scores, 2-run scores, and that's going to be a bases clearing triple for Jackson Ross. And just like that, the Salamanca Warriors lead by a score of 3-0.
Number 30, Angel Perez.
And Coach Moreno wants to have another discussion with Bryce, and that's all we're going to see of Bryce today. And that was poor performance by the junior from Panama. And so we're going to see a pitching change here. Caden Beckerink's going to come to the hill for the Wolfpack. And with that, we will take a break.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com. Support for CSP Wolfpack baseball coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP licensed real estate agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area and all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
Welcome back to Salamanca, New York, where CSP trails the Warriors by a score of 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. And CSP has got a new pitcher, Caden Beckerink, coming to the hill. Tough spot to put Caden in, coming in to face cleanup hitter Perez for the Warriors.
So, Kyle, it looks like we got Bryce back at first, Spiesman back in right. Looks like Carson White went to center and Mahako went to left. And Tate and short, and everybody stayed the same.
And there's a ball low and outside for ball one. So if you're Coach Moreno in the Wolfpack, you know, whoever you put at the on the mound, you're really just looking for somebody to throw strikes and make these batters hit the ball. And there's a foul back behind the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Perez. Good to see Perez back. He injured himself earlier in the top half of the fourth. And there's strike number 2. So Caden Beckerink up early, 1 ball and 2 strikes on the big hitter for Salamanca. And there's a curveball that was slapped to right field, and that's going to be a base hit. So RBI single for Perez. And that's going to make the score 4-0.
Corry Holleran.
And that's going to bring number 15, Corry Holleran, to the plate.
Perez doesn't look like he's still walking real good on that leg.
No, it still doesn't look right.
No.
You think maybe a pinch runner here might be in play, and I think that's what they're going to do. So it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for Perez. Number 23. And it's going to bring number 15, Corry Holleran, to the plate. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Runner on first. With 1 out. All right, the ball high and inside for ball 1. Reminder, CSP back in action on Thursday night against Southwestern. Although the weather forecast does not look great for Thursday.
But it is Western New York, so you never know.
That's true. That is true.
Now, was it last year we opened up in Southwestern in a snowstorm?
Yes, it was.
Played one
like
inning?
Seriously snowing.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's a ball hit back at Caden. He's going to throw it to first, and we're going to get him at first base. So good job by Caden Beckering playing his position. And CSP gets a much-needed out here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's going to now bring number 8, Bradley, the catcher, to the plate. That hit pad did advance the runner, so Southwestern has a runner at second base with 2 outs here. 4-0 Warriors. Salamanca, what did I say? Southwestern.
You're a couple days
ahead.
Days That's
early.
Okay.
Ball high. And there's a little blooper down the right field line that's just foul. That would have been trouble there.
Yeah, yeah. Spiesman was after it, though.
So 1 ball and 1 strike to Bradley, runner at second base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
That was a big old curve.
Big
Didn't
old
quite
curve
make it to the zone.
Nope. 2 balls and 1 strike. Right idea for Caden.
Yes, slow hanger.
And there's a foul ball, so strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
All right, Caden, take this one yourself. Let's get out of here and go hit the ball. Good mix.
Good mix there, but that ball was low and outside. So full count here to Bradley. Yeah, there's a little slapper to right field that is going to be just foul.
I think I'd put Spiesman right on that line.
Yeah, you might want to. So a long strike there. Count remains full. Two outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 4-0 Salamanca.
It's a good pitch.
There's a pop-up down the first base side. And that's going to be caught by Bryce Hinsdale. So Salamanca strands 1, but not until they score 4 in the bottom of the 4th. And after 4, it is 4-0 Warriors. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon. Cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back, where CSP in game number 1 of the season trails the Salamanca Warriors by a score of 4-0 after 4 runs were put up in the bottom of the 4th. And we enter the top of the 5th with CSP bringing batters 4, 5, and 6 to the plate, which means Tate Catanese will lead it off for us. Today's starting pitcher for the Wolfpack, who went 3 scoreless innings. Did you get a chance to watch basketball the past 2 nights, Pat?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
women's final on Saturday night was fantastic, and then that was followed by the men's last night. And congratulations to South Carolina women's. And there's a base hit hard up to short. He comes up throwing, and he gets him according to the umpire, and that's the only opinion that matters.
Yep.
And so out number 1 for the Wolfpack here. But South Carolina women's, South Carolina wins it for the women's, and UConn Huskies win it last night for the men's.
That UConn offense is a tough one to stop.
Yes, it is. That is a well-rounded team.
There's nobody ever standing still in that offense.
Nope. And there's a well-hit ball right to second base. So CSP with bat on the ball here on the first 2 hitters, but unfortunately right at the Warrior defenseman, and that results in 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th. And that brings Panama junior Andrew Spiesman to the plate. There's a ball low for ball 1. Carson White on deck. There's a ball outside. So Andrew up early, 2 balls and no strikes. Andrew's hit the ball well, made contact today. I think each at bat, Pat. And there's a slow roller to short, actually picked up by the third baseman. And nice play by the third baseman. And so CSP goes 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 5th. And as a result, we've played 4.5, and CSP trails by a score of 4-0. We'll be right back after we pay some bills.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack! From Countertop Solutions.
CSP Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is brought to you in part by Troyer's Greenhouse, now open for the season Monday through Saturday. Troyer's Greenhouse is located at 1669 Weeks Road, just 2 miles west of Panama. Go Wolfpack from Troyer's Greenhouse.
Welcome back to Game 1 of the CSP Wolfpack season, baseball season, and beautiful day here in Salamanca, New York. Sun is just starting to set a little bit, so we got some shadows on the outfield at this point. But overall, a really nice weather day for Game 1 of the year.
Kyle, looks like we have some more changes in the field. Looks like Andrew Spiesman is now at third. Tate's still at second. Gavin Burchinowski's Tate's at short. Gavin at second. Bryce at first. I don't know. I think Tanner is in left.
Yeah, Carson White's
in center.
And I don't know, that may be in right field, Rivera, Azil Rivera.
Azil?
So, number 7 for the Warriors, Cole Urbanski comes to the plate to face Caden Beckrink, who came in relief last inning for Bryce Hinsdale and did a really nice job. And he is throwing pitch number 1 is a strike, so up early in the count, no balls and 1 strike. And there's a ball low in the dirt. Good stop by Grant. Not a ton of depth, Pat, on the and there's a pop-up straight behind Grant, and he's unable to make the catch. That is a very difficult it's a very difficult play for the catcher because he's got his back to the play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Urbanski, who lives to see another day here. And there's a pop-up down first base side, and that's going to be caught by Bryce Hinsdale for out number 1 of the inning. So good job by Caden Beckrink there. And so that's going to bring number 24, Carmine Hogue, to the plate, left fielder today for the Salamanca. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. 4-0 Salamanca. As I was mentioning, Pat, the
big
curveball
there.
In for a strike. Probably one of the lighter years we've had from a number standpoint, with only what appears to us to be 2 players on the bench for the Wolfpack. Good pitch there
2
on the
strikes.
outside part. So no balls and 2 strikes.
Yes, we're used to having a dugout full of kids in there. And this year we only got 2. Oh, that's nice. Nice mix.
Good mix there by Caden. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the number 7 hitter for the Warriors. There's a curveball in for strike 3. So good job by Caden Beckerink to get out number 2 of the inning.
Now batting right fielder number 13.
And that's going to bring number 13, Cam McGraw, to the plate. McGraw playing right field today.
Caden seems to have pretty good control.
Yes,
today.
he does. Yep. Yes, he does. A swing and a miss for strike 1.
It'd be nice to have a clean inning here for Caden.
Yeah. CSP just had a 1-2-3 inning at the bat. Maybe we can repay the favor here.
Yeah.
Ball inside. 1-1.
Oh, that's a nice pitch. That is a nice
good
pitch.
spot there for Caden, just hair high. 2 balls and 1 strike. The lights have come on here in Salamanca. And that ball is outside. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Number 11, Kustenis on deck for Salamanca. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So full count here to the number 8 hitter, McGraw. See if Caden can do this himself, Pat. Now there's a foul ball back behind the plate, so McGraw stays alive. Full count. Here's the payoff pitch, and that ball is outside. So Salamanca gets their first base runner of the inning on a walk.
Number 11, Cruz Castanes.
And that's going to bring Castanes to the plate. Lefty.
Caden takes a peek over at first.
There's a ball just on the outside part of the plate. It's called a strike. So Caden ahead early here. And there's a little hit and run, and that's a pop-up behind second called by Tate Catanese, and that's going to be squeezed for out number 3. So Salamanca strands 1, and after 5, it is 4-0 Warriors. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section and after Dad's back injury. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Trouble with opioids can start at home with unused medicines such as pills, patches, and syrups. You can remove the risk and protect your family. Find out how at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's Modern Rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
Welcome back, where we enter the top of the 6th inning, where CSP trails by a score of 4-0, and CSP is going to bring Carson White to the plate. So I think this is 7, 8, 9. Pat,
yes, that's correct.
For the Wolfpack.
I see on deck is number 5 for the Wolfpack. Who was that?
Number 5 is Brady Phelps.
Brady Phelps, okay.
And at this point, when you're down this late in the game, Pat, down 4-0, you want to just get base runners. You don't care really how you get them. You just want to get base runners.
Right. Just get them on there and let's see if we can score some runs.
There's a ball on the outside part of the plate that they call a strike. So
yep.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Carson White. Sophomore from Clymer. And there's a foul down first base side. Coach White tried to short hop it with no success. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter here in the 6th inning.
Oh.
That ball is way inside.
2-2.
And there's another foul down the first base line. So Carson making contact here and staying alive.
Yeah, making him work for it here.
Here's the 2-2 pitch.
Got him on that curveball.
Got him on the curve on the outside part of the plate, and that's going to be strikeout number 1 of the inning for Salamanca, and that's going to bring pinch hitter.
I think he was in right field. I think that's who was in right field.
That might have been who was in right field. Brady Phelps comes to the plate. A big swing and a miss there for strike 1.
Good cut, though.
Yeah, it was a good cut.
Yeah, good cut at it.
Brady seen his first at bat of the year, and strike 2. The umpire has been very consistent, Pat, and that's at the end of the day, that's all you ask for if you're a coach, is that the strike zone be consistent for both teams.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has been giving that outside part of the plate to the pitcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Phelps. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So
number 11, Tanner Mahako.
Out number 2 here in the inning. Strikeout number 2
see if
for
Tanner
the
can
Warriors.
Get something going here. He got a base hit in that last inning.
Tanner Mahako Taco comes to the plate. Kind of been all over in the field today,
yes,
Pat.
He
started at second, was in right, now in left, I think.
That's nice to have a kid you can do that with, though. Move him wherever we need him.
Absolutely correct. So 1-1 to Tanner. Pretty efficient inning here being thrown by Corry Holleran of the Warriors. Ball outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Caden Beckrink, leadoff hitter on deck. And there's bat on ball and slow roller to third. Long throw that
safe. They
safe,
called him
I guess.
Yep.
We don't get any motion by the umpire, but Tanner was clapping, so he slow roller to third. That makes it's a long throw for that third baseman, and Tanner was able to beat it out. So Wolfpack get their first base runner of the inning, and that's going to bring Caden Beckrink to the plate with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, trailing 4-0. And Tanner's got some speed there at first, Pat.
Yes, he
So
does.
We'll see if
That was obvious going to first base right there.
Coach
but he ran that
Moreno
out.
wants to be aggressive here. Nice curveball for strike number 1 for Holloran. It's a reasonable lead for Tanner at first, and that ball's outside, so that evens the count at 1-1. And if you're a lefty and you get something on that outside part of the plate, Pat, that's where you want to just slap it to left field. And there's strike 2, so Caden down early, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Relax there now, Caden, and hit the ball. Tanner's got a good lead at first.
And there's a foul tip right off the, I believe, the catcher's mask.
Yep.
So the umpire will give him a little bit of time. As a former catcher, that I can tell you that stings a little bit.
Still nice out. I like this.
Yeah,
much better.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Caden Beckrink. Runner at first base with 2 outs. Salamanca leads by a score of 4-0. There's a big sweeping curve that didn't necessarily curve and evens the count at 2. Ball inside. So Caden's done a nice job of
fighting
back to a full count. Gavin Berchanowski, the freshman's on deck. And there's bat on the ball, a little fly to left field, and left fielder gets underneath it for out number 3. So CSP strands 1, and after 5.5, it is Salamanca 4, and your CSP Wolfpack nothing. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
Hi, I'm Bob Stye. I host the Grunge Garage. We take you back to the 1990s with all your favorite alternative and Britpop songs. I know you missed these songs, and you got them all with me. Plus, once an hour, we do mandatory Morrissey and a salute to my favorite, sad but mighty lyrical god. The Grunge Garage with me, Bob Stye. It's a trip to the 1990s, and you're gonna love it. Check it out every Saturday night from 8 p.m. to midnight, right here on Channel 98.9.
Welcome back to Salamanca, New York, on the campus of Salamanca Central School, where the Warriors of Salamanca lead your CSP Wolfpack by a score of 4-0, and we enter the bottom half of the 6th inning. So CSP running out of time here in game number 1 of the 2024 season. And Caden Beckrink, who came in in relief back in the 4th inning and has been really done quite well
I agree.
for the Wolfpack, is going to face the top of the order for the Warriors. So Herrick steps into the box. That first pitch was a ball. And there's a little looper to center field, and I believe that's Carson White makes the catch. That is Carson White. So nice job by Carson to run in and make that catch. And that's an early 1 pitch, 1 out. 2 pitches, 1 out. And we now have Jackson Ross stepping to the plate. Big hitter for Salamanca. And there's a ground ball to short. Tate stops it, comes up throwing, and Bryce is unable to make the scoop. And as a result, Jackson Ross is going to make it to second base. That was a well-hit ball by Ross.
Now batting, left fielder.
Tate made a great play to get over there to stop it, and Bryce was unable to scoop the throw. So Salamanca, with 1 out here in the top of the 6th, gets a runner on second. And that's going to bring
number 5.
Number 5, yeah, to the plate. And he came in for Angel Perez, who left the game with an injury. We don't know. And there's what looks to be a strike, but was called a ball. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the pinch hitter for the Warriors. Ball just on the outside part of the plate for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jackson Ross with plenty of speed at second base for Salamanca. So if you're on the infield for the Wolfpack, you want to knock the ball down at the very least. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Ooh, that looked good there.
Good spot by Caden there, just on the outside part of the plate. So full count here. And there's strike 3. That ball looked to be a little bit on the outside part of the plate, but called a strike. And so Caden gets a strikeout here in the inning, and that's going to bring Holleran to the plate. Holleran came in a relief for the Warriors and has pitched just as well as the starter, Ross. On that play, Ross steals third, so runner at third base with 2 outs here. 1 ball and 1 strike, and it looks like they called him safe. That base umpire, Pat, gives you no signals. No signals.
Nope.
So you're just kind of waiting and watching.
See how the kids react is what you do.
Yeah, right. You see if the offense or the defense is happy. Here's the 1-0, and there's a ground ball back up the middle. Tate's going to get it, and he's going to come up throwing, and I think he was safe. Holleran's got a lot of speed.
Catcher number 8.
So that's going to be a RBI single for Holleran, and that's going to make the score 5-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. So Salamanca adding some insurance runs.
Tate had to go a long way to get that ball.
Yes, he did. That ball was hit right up the middle. Number 8, Bradley, today's catcher for the Warriors, steps into the box. Lots of speed on first.
I'm assuming by the reaction of the kids that he's safe.
2 outs here. Caden checking the runner at first a couple times. And there he goes, and Grant comes up not throwing, so stolen base for Holleran. And that puts a runner in scoring position for the Warriors.
Got a strike on the batter.
Yep, no balls and 1 strike. And a curveball high for ball 1. 1-1. As we mentioned, CSP next takes on the Southwestern Trojans on Thursday night. That'll be broadcast live here on Channel 98.9 and Facebook Live. There's a foul ball hitting the dugout, roof of the dugout. So Caden's up 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bradley.
Must be we're out of baseballs or something.
No, I think they called it. I think they called time.
Did they?
Yeah.
I just saw the umpire looking around, so I didn't know if we were.
One ball, 2 strikes to the batter, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. There's a slow curve there.
That's a sweeping curve.
That
you got to sit back and wait on that, or you're going to foul it off every time.
Yep. And Bradley wasted with a foul, so stays alive with 1 and 2. There's ball low.
Ooh.
We have seen that called strike today.
Yes,
at one
we
point
have.
in time.
I thought it was going to be called again.
2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. And there is a slow roller to short. Tate's got to come up throwing, and he's going to get him. So nice play by the shortstop, Tate Catanese. And Salamanca strands 1, but they get 1 insurance run here in the bottom of the 6th. And as we head to the top of the 7th, and CSP's got 3 outs remaining, they trail by the score of 5-0. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com. Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP Licensed Real Estate Agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area in all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
Welcome back, where CSP trails 5-0 as we enter the top of the 7th. So CSP up to their last 3 outs here. See if we can do something. And after coming in relief in the 3rd inning, Corry Holleran for the Warriors has pitched very well to finish off this game. CSP is going to bring 2, 3, 4 hitters to the plate, which means Gavin Burchanowski leads off this inning. He looked at ball 1 for that first pitch. And there's ball 2, so ahead in the count early, 2 balls and no strikes.
Looks to me, by the book, Gavin's been on base every time he's been up today. So
sounds like a Burchanowski. Three balls and no strikes. So the only way to get 5 runs in an inning is get base runners. And so let's see if we can start that off here. And Gavin was clearly given the stop sign, so 3 balls and 1 strike. Ball inside, so there's first base runner of the inning. So Gavin Burchanowski reaches base each time he's at bat tonight. So it's a good start to your freshman season. And that's going to bring number 2, Bryce Hinsdale, to the plate. And he looks at strike 1 right down the middle. No balls and 1 strike. See if we can find a gap out there somewhere. And there's a ball down the left field line, foul. So no balls and 2 strikes on the junior from Panama.
I would think about sending Gavin. I would think about it.
We have not tested the catcher at all today, Pat.
No, we haven't.
Cleanup hitter Tate Catanese on deck. Big sweeping curve. Good job by Gavin to force that throw down to first.
Thing with Gavin is you're never going to see much emotion out of him. He just plays the game.
Yeah. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And there's a ground ball up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. So first and second here for the Wolfpack with no outs. And that's going to bring Tate Catanese to the plate. Let's see if Tate can do the same thing and find a hole somewhere. And Tate's up there swinging at the first pitch, and that's foul down the right field or third base side.
Exactly what he was taught. If you're a pitcher, what's your mentality? You want to get ahead, right?
That's right. And there's a well-hit ball to second, or short. There's out one, and Tate's going to be safe. So able to avoid the double play and advances the runner. And that's going to be out number one of the inning. But CSP now has runners at first and third with just that one out. And lots of speed on the bases with Tate and Gavin. I would imagine, Pat, that Tate's going to be taken off here.
I would think so, yes.
Nope. The crowd thought they had him, but the only opinion that matters is the base umpire, and although he didn't signal safe, we're assuming he's safe. And there's a well-hit ball by Grant Lictus. That is going to be over the center fielder's head, and that's going to score at least one. Here comes Tate. That's going to be two, and Grant's going to slide into third with a ugly sliding triple. 2 RBIs for Grant Lictus, and CSP gets on the board to make it 5-2.
Number 10, Andrew Spiesman.
So a little lightning here with the bats, Pat, in the top half of the 7th inning. And Salamanca wants to talk it over. I had just been mentioning how efficient Holleran was on the mound for the Warriors, and he's having a little trouble here, but so Salamanca is going to stay with Holleran on the mound.
All right, Andrew Spiesman.
And Andrew Spiesman, who has made good contact throughout the day. He may not have any hits, but he's made real good contact. Comes to the plate with a score of 5-2 here in the top of the 7th. 1 out. See if he can find a hole. And there's a
called strike.
Strike on the outside part of the plate. And there's a ball right back up the middle. Let's see. That's going to be trouble. Good job by Andrew Spiesman. And that's going to be an RBI single for the junior from Panama. And that scores Grant Lictus. And just like that, it is 5-3 Salamanca. Still with 1 out. And if we were announcing Major League Baseball games, Pat, we would say the tying run comes to the plate.
Carson's been making good contact today.
Yes, he has. Andrew Spiesman forcing the throw down to first. Andrew was hustling his tail back.
Yes. Big, long, lanky kid.
That was a ball 1, so Carson ahead early. And there's strike on the outside part of the plate, and that evens the count at 1. If you're CSP, you'd love to get Spiesman to second base somehow, get him in scoring position, but there is a ball outside. So 2 balls and 1 strike. There's Carson. Fastball right down the middle. Carson's just a hair behind. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 5-3 Salamanca. And Carson stays alive with a foul ball off to the over the first base side. Just looking for something out of the infield here, Pat.
Yeah. One out. Get Spiesman moved around.
And he stays alive. It's a foul tip. I'll tell you, the announcers and the DJ here in Salamanca are on their game tonight. They're in postseason form, let me tell you. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That ball's outside, high and outside. So full count here to Carson White. Andrew Spiesman at first. And there's strike 3 right at the knees. So
number 5, Brady Phelps.
Important out there if you're a fan of Salamanca. And that's going to bring Brady Phelps to the plate. Now with 2 outs. See if he can put bat on the ball somehow here and find a gap in that defense. And he's up there swinging for sure, Pat.
Yeah, I got to give him credit for that. He's going to make contact soon. It's going to be right here.
Yep, you're right. And that ball is going to be out of play, but caught for out number 3. So CSP made a valiant effort here in the top of the 7th, but fall short with 1 stranded runner. And the final score, Salamanca 5, CSP 3. And so as we look at this game, Pat, I think, overall a relatively defensively well-played game. We had really 1 bad inning where they scored 4 of their 5 runs, and it was a little bit self-inflicted. We had trouble finding the strike zone and got some walks and put some runners on base. But overall, I thought CSP played fairly well.
I kind of jotted down some notes. It looks like we left 10 guys on base.
Yeah,
so
that's
we start scoring them, and that's going to help tremendously, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Caden came in and did a great job in relief. You can't leave those guys on base. And as the season goes on, we'll start scoring them, so that'll get us some runs across the plate.
Yep, that's right.
But they didn't give up. They stuck with it here, and we got 3 runs in the top of the 7th.
Yep,
so.
And it's a young team. We're starting you're starting a sophomore, starting a freshman, and you've got some seniors who are seeing their first action in Tanner Mahako and Colin Sturgis that have played roles in the past, but really this is the first time that they're seeing regular innings. And so I think this team will fall into form as the season goes on. This is a good test. This is a good Salamanca team with some good players, and so I think as the season goes on, we hope to see improvement, right?
Yep. I think we saw today that they're not going to give up. They're going to keep playing every out and see what they can do. So good.
So a reminder: CSP has a short break, and they will return to action Thursday night at Southwestern. You'll be able to listen to that game right here on channel 98.9. But for Pat Catanese, I'm Kyle Hinsdale. CSP falls here in Salamanca by a score of 5-3. Thanks for listening, and go Wolfpack.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by Lictus Oil and Propane, Countertop Solutions, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Supply, Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing, the Cornerstone Restaurant, J. Edwards Insurance, Troyer's Greenhouse, Mosher's Carpeting, Utegg's Body Shop, and Tina Dills, ERA Team VP Licensed Real Estate Agent.